Hi, this is Rob O'Byrne from Logistics Bureau, and with me today is Mal Walker, one of our specialists on materials handling and designing warehouses. And Mal, you've just come back from the States to Chicago, Illinois, I think you went,
I
for a
have,
couple of
yes.
days,
Yes, I have.
looking at materials handling solutions and technology. So this is riveting stuff. So you've been telling us over coffee all of the amazing things that you saw with put walls and robots and AGVs. I mean, it sounds like some real sort of Star Wars type technologies and automation being used, but how how likely is it we're going to see some of that in Australia? And really, what's the take up of it in the States? Is it all just fantasy, or people actually using some of these technologies?
Okay, that's a good question, Rob. And certainly at the exhibition, I saw the very best in technology and the very
Mm,
latest
mm,
technologies. And there was robots and AGVs and all
mm,
sorts of things going
mm,
around the show and some great things to see. But when I spoke to a lot of the people there, even in North
mm,
America, the take up of a lot of the technologies actually
mm.
was fairly slow
Okay.
in some organisations. And to a large degree, there's still a lot of conventional materials handling
So,
systems
so, so is that
throughout.
so is that because people don't want to be at the bleeding edge of technology and be the early adopters, or is it really that labour costs in the US are actually not that high, and maybe it's a little bit harder to justify?
I think the labour costs are reasonably high, but I think
Mm,
it's more that they may have sunk a lot of capital in
mm.
materials handling systems in the
Ah,
past,
okay.
and time has moved on,
Yeah, and
and
we don't want to write it off. Yeah,
that's correct. I
yeah.
think that's
Okay,
more the point.
okay. So where do you think in Australia that we're going to see the biggest leaps in terms of technology and automation? Which industries is that likely to occur in?
Well, I think actually in many cases it's standard and conventional warehouses
Mm,
where you might have a standard shelving setup or a standard
mm,
racking
yeah.
operation. Rather than put a lot of automation in,
Mm,
companies may be more interested in getting AGVs
mm,
or
yeah.
robots to come in
Okay.
and work in that situation.
Yeah.
So we're certainly seeing a lot of that type of
Yeah.
supplementary
Mm,
automation going into conventional warehousing.
yeah. I mean, certainly the warehouses that we've designed over the last decade or so, where it's been easier to justify the investment in technology and automation has been in sort of pharmaceutical and areas like that, where it's a much higher value product, obviously. But it'll be interesting to see the uptake in other industries as well. So we'll leave it there. We'll put a couple of links below this video because we also talked about some of the specific technologies in another video that you've seen, and you also wandered around the show with a camera, and we'll put a link to that as well so we can sort of share some of that information. So thanks for your time, Marlon. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.